My name's Robbie Moore, and my special occasion speech is on my dad, David Allen Moore. Hello. Today we gather here to honor and remember my father, David Allen Moore. My father was a humble man, and typically he did not enjoy bringing attention to himself, and usually did not appreciate it at all, no matter what the event. He was a quiet man and extraordinarily humble in most ways, except when it came to his trout fishing skills, which he took to be the art of his life, and he took it seriously. My dad also had a very wonderful sense of humor, some of which I hope to add to this speech. Looking back at my father's life, it is difficult to sum it all up and pick out a greatest hits album of his life. Not because he was lacking any of these things, but because there is so much to choose from. I could start by talking about how strong-willed my dad has always been, starting when he was 12, and not only overcame leukemia at a time when doctors had no idea what to do, but more importantly, he overcame the fear of death and dying before most kids have any idea what that is. I could also talk about how he excelled in school, no matter what was going on in his life, or how he maintained a working job from 15 years of age and onward. He has the best resume a man could ask for. All these things are great, and he held his head up, knowing them. But the real accomplishments of his life were the relationships he built and took care of. Whether it was his boss, Don Casey, his old pastor, Jim, down to his best friend, Robbie Dorton, from his childhood, of whom I'm named after. No matter who it was, he cherished and was loved so deeply by anyone who entered his life. He truly had an amazing heart, and I got to have him as a father, and that was the biggest gift I have ever known. His kids come forefront in his mind and in his actions. Though never perfect, he handled his kids with the gentleness and care that only a good man can know how to do. And this, above all else, paints the most vivid pictures of my father and the way he lived his life. My dad's heart was always fixed towards the mountains and streams of Montana. There he always heard a calling, or a beckoning, like a sweet siren song calling his name. He raised my brother Casey and I in Montana, and showed us how to love in a very profound and impactful way, akin to some of the ways the Native Americans were raised to love and respect their wondrous home. It is sad that his final days did not reflect the honor and nobility of the life that he led. Alexander the Great led life to the most extreme extent that a man can hope to attain or accomplish. He conquered and subdued mighty nations, and left behind a mighty empire. But in the end, as the life left his body, and he felt the stings of mortality, he was afraid to be humbled in such a way, that is, to die like a normal man. Sick and dying, he crawled to the Euphrates River, and hoped to be washed away, so that people would think he had ascended like a god, similar to Heracles. However, he was found and put back in his bed to die like all men must die. My father did not shrink from fear to be humble. This was an amazing strength of his, and I will always admire him for it.